It is December 30th, 2025. Welcome to podcast number 218. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hidden Oaks Overdose Football Fix podcast. I am one of your lovely hostesses, the Garlic Johnson. We are joined, as always, by our other lovely hostess, the Joshua Mitchell. Josh, say hi to the Al out there.
Hi, Al.
We appreciate people like Al who listen and chat along in our Discord. We appreciate at Levi Oki Illustration for all the beautiful art he's provided us, just like the new and improved Sesame Street art Josh got. And Josh, we appreciate you. How are we doing today?
Good. I'm feeling like a champion, Gar. How are you feeling?
We are the champions, my friend. We did it, Josh. All that bitching and moaning we did all year. You won a league. I won a league. We're the greatest there's ever been.
Not even up for debate.
Nope. No one. Certainly not Al, our one listener right now. He would definitely not debate our greatness.
Nope.
No, but how we doing? How was the Christmas?
Christmas was good. I had 3 of them. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and then Boxing Day for those Canadians out there. So it was busy, but it was a good time. Ashley got a lot of presents, and he enjoyed them, so that was fun. And then, went back to work yesterday and got to work this morning in the office after driving through the snow, which I expected the roads to be a little bit better, but apparently, it wasn't. And so it was a little slick, but got into work this morning and looked at what I did yesterday and goes, did I even show up yesterday? And, I guess I did send an email at some point throughout the day, but that was to my supervisor, just letting her know that I'd be in the office on Wednesday.
What a good employee, dude.
That's because I'm undercover, trying to detect all the fraud in Minnesota.
All that fraud, waste, and abuse. You run one of those daycare centers, Josh? You got the TISM?
Well, you see, it is a daycare center, but it is spelled DAIKARE. And they actually are, 2 to 3 and some 4-year-olds that are given toothbrushes and told to polish Christmas ornaments.
They do that all year round, or are you done now because Christmas is over?
Yep. No, it's they polish Christmas ornaments, the glass ones, and then what they have to do is the inspector, who I just call Gadget, he goes around and if they're not shiny enough with their toothbrushes, he throws them on the ground and says tap dance.
DEI care. Nice. Okay. So now you're just releasing the children back into traffic where you found them until next December, or what?
Yeah. Either that or they're all AI. I can't tell these days.
Dude, AI is getting pretty good. It's gonna be hard to tell soon. But I feel like real 2 through 4-year-olds are gonna have tells still, mainly shitting their pants and breaking things, and
Yeah, no, that's very true. But yeah, how about you, Gar? How was your Christmas and holidays and all that jazz?
It was swell. Had a wonderful day at my mom's house on Christmas Day. Got together with some friends on Christmas Eve, I suppose, which happened first. But then cinnamon rolls Christmas morning is always one of my highlights. I'm a big cinnamon roll guy. Got some good prezzies, of course, which is the only thing Christmas is about. It's about the consumerism. We have to hashtag capitalism, hashtag, I don't know, economy must go burr, something like that. But no, it was good. It's lovely to give and receive. It was the first time Bork had come around to all the family Christmases, so just the intermingling of the significant other, that's always a new event, but everyone's pretty chill. And Bork's all right, I guess, so she gets along with the crowd just fine. Then we had Hansa, Kwan, I already forget what it's called, whatever, get together with the Crappets group. We did the little white elephant thing. I left my gift there. I got the worst white elephant gift, I think, out of the whole group. And I just left it there because it was terrible.
Was it the unheard season 3 of the Victoria's Secret POD?
Yeah, right. It was on a flash drive. Al, okay, I have it saved in my calendar, okay? I'll pull it up right now because Al's calling me out. This piece of shit, dude. This is riveting content, but I have to do it. It is Friends Mahana Kwanzaa. Friends Miss Hana Kwanzaa. So, that's what we did. But no, it was good. I brought my signature cereal bar, not cereal bars, but a bar of different boxes of cereal, because that's my bit for those. That's my contribution to the potluck. And was supposed to get together with Bork's family on Saturday, but they flaked out because that's kind of how their family does things. So maybe we'll see them after the New Year. Maybe we won't. Who's to say? What would you say was your favorite gift, Josh?
The gift of giving.
What was your favorite gift to give then?
I don't know, my presents.
You just wrap up a hand crayon drawn heart and give it to Nikita and say, I love you. That's all we can afford right now.
Well, no, because crayons, don't get me started on the inflation of crayons.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you think healthcare is bad.
The crayon market is out of control.
Gar, I said not to get me started. No, I mean, I'm trying to think, I'm one that if I want something, I usually go out and buy it. I am an adult. And if I'm being completely honest, there's not a whole lot out there that I want or I feel that I need. So it's not,
besides more chubby stuff.
Yeah, besides more chubby stuff, which, I don't need anymore. But it just, so I got some clothes and some things, but honestly, yeah, just the time together is nice. I actually wasn't feeling the bestest Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, so it wasn't like I wasn't sick, but I wasn't like I just said, it was kind of like feeling off.
Just a general
really,
grogginess
it was just
or malaise or something.
Yeah, but seeing Asher and how much fun he had, I wish I could be that little and have that much joy when it comes to opening something as simple as like a Hot Wheels car.
Oh, dude, Hot Wheels, fuck, dude.
Or like just a little, like he got a book, and it literally just like we had to redirect him back to his presents, and so I was just like, yeah, okay, and so, yeah, that was kind of the best part.
I mean, you'd much rather have a kid who's like just very joyful and very like appreciative of all the things and the little things versus a kid who's like super entitled, be like, where's my fucking Buzz Lightyear 9000 with flying radio? Where's my PS5? Where's my this? Sounds like you've got Ash on the right side of things.
We did have a moment on Christmas Eve because we did our presents from him on Christmas Eve, and he opened a few of them, and then he got like a modular couch that you could build a fort out of, and it has like little punch outs for like windows. So yeah, you've probably seen them. And he got that, and it wasn't wrapped, so in his mind, it doesn't count as a present.
Oh, sure.
And so when he got done opening the presents and getting ready for bed, he goes, "That's it?" And I was like, "Listen here, you little turd." But Nikita and I, we
I was gonna say you have a psychology degree. You should be able to trick. How old's Asher? 3, 4? You should be able to trick that child that age by now.
Yeah, but he's also got half my genes, so only half my stupidity. I'm full stupidity, so he's already past me. But we did kind of explain to him, hey, buddy, you got a lot of cool presents, and you get more presents than a lot of people in the world, so you should be thankful. Otherwise, mommy and daddy are going to take some away.
Nice. If you don't show your gratitude, we will take things from you. That's the lesson.
If you don't show gratitude, we'll show attitude. And then I lit his couch on fire.
Build a fort out of that, bitch. All right, cool. Well, we've done plenty of, not that I don't love hearing about your Christmas, I do, but probably plenty of the small talk for people who don't care. You want to talk about some football, Josh?
Not particularly.
Well, you just did a lot of talk about your Christmas, so I'll go first. Vikings high. I mean, come on now. Let's go. We beat division rival the Lions with Max Brosmer at quarterback. Our defense had Jared Goff seeing ghosts out there. And it was not a good showing for the Lions. Shout out to the hometown team. The Vikings do, and not the dough for the cinnamon rolls.
No!
Coach Flo is too good probably to stay. I think the only thing that would prevent that man at this point from getting a head coaching job is his own decision to not for some reason, or if people still don't want to touch him because of his pending lawsuit with the NFL and the Dolphins, and however exactly that legally works out. But Coach Flo is too good. I'm afraid we're going to lose him, and that's just the way the business works. I get it. But also, I want to see some more tape on J.J. McCarthy. He didn't play last week. I'm guessing he's not going to play this week. I mean, they're saying he might. I'm sure it's possible he might, but why risk it of a glass man at this point? Which is unfortunate because going into next year, we're just lacking so much knowledge on what JJM could be or couldn't be. I feel like we hardly know. I feel pretty confident we know his floor. We have no idea what his ceiling could be, and I'm afraid his ceiling is not that high. So the coaches and general managers are going to have to really struggle what they do with this offseason here. Do they bring in really steep competition and potentially bench JJ? Do they bring in light competition to try and build his confidence? What do they do around him? How do they handle the wide receiver situation behind Jefferson? Lots of things to consider, but one thing we don't need to consider, Josh, and we're actually going to, there's a kind of a transition into the Packers. Harry the Hitman, Harrison Smith, he has 39 interceptions. There's definitely a good chance this is his last season. Malik Willis can throw him one. Just throw up one bone. It can be a duck, so maybe someone quote unquote tips it accidentally. Let's get Harrison to a nice even 40. Hall of Fame career. I don't know if he'll be first ballot or not, just because he's someone who does no media. He doesn't have the same hype or acclaim as a Troy Polamalu. But Harry the Hitman, crazy career, amazing player, amazing person. Let's get him one more interception, hit that nice crisp 40. Can the Packers do that for us, Josh?
It's possible, but I don't know if you watched the game on Sunday, but if Malik Willis is in slinging the rock, it's just going to be a repeat of the 2011 final week of the season with Matt Flynn versus the Lions, where he threw a record-setting 6 touchdowns. Malik Willis does not play bad football, apparently.
Besides, we're completely ignoring his whole career at Tennessee.
He doesn't play bad football for real football teams, Garlic. Okay. I don't know if you've seen that organization, but it is a duty. But yeah, so I'm sure he'll have an opportunity because Malik Willis has that bum shoulder, and Clayton Tune goes out, throws one pass, and it goes right through the receiver's hands and into defenders. So all Harry has to do is just kind of sit back and wait for one of our guys to drop it, because that's the most likely scenario there. As far as the Packers high, we've already kind of hinted at it, but we have the second string. Oh my goodness.
The best.
I did mention I didn't sleep last night. We have the best second string quarterback in all of the land again. And so it goes back to when Rodgers was in town, we had Jordan Love. When Favre was in town, we had Rodgers. Now we have Malik Willis. Granted, Malik Willis is a free agent after this year, so he's likely going to be gone. But I
think Malik's going to get familiar with this sound.
And Al, I do actually agree with what you said. He's a little bit more versatile. He can use his legs a little bit more, which opens up the option with Jacobs, because people will crash down on Jacobs. Love, there's not much risk of him running. He can run, but there's not much risk. But Love has been really efficient with the ball, but Malik has been very efficient as well with the games that he's played. So I don't know. It is just a conundrum. But at the same time, we have a expensive quarterback on a long-term deal. Malik's a free agent. So he's probably, if he plays well against the Vikings, their defense is pretty stout, held forced 5 turnovers from Jared Goff. So if he goes out and he plays a pretty solid game with no goofs, he might earn himself a $20 million deal. Who knows? Going on to the Packers dough. We were one injury away from having to do the lottery draft out of the fans that attend the game, because there are so many people hurt on that team. Granted, injuries happen in the NFL. It happens to, all the teams. But at the same time, it felt like every single series there was a player that, they're bringing the cart out, and I was just waiting for the cart to run out of gas, and I had to go to the nearest Quick Trip to grab it.
Dang, okay. Well, where are you gonna be on Sunday?
I'm going to be row 7, behind the 50, shirtless, wearing shoulder pads.
It's your time. You gonna
Mhm.
go for QB, or you gonna try for your claim position of fullback?
Well, I'm about 30 pounds lighter than when I was a fullback, so I think I'm at that prime. I could probably go out there and play corner because I don't know if you know this, but one of the players that got carted off was our practice squad corner that we had to call up because we have no other healthy ones.
Oh no.
So if you want to get some good tape out there for JJ McCarthy, he might go out there and throw for 145 yards instead of 200 or instead of 20 yards. Um, and 200 interceptions, whatever it is.
Hey, how many other teams this year have won a game with net 3 passing yards? It takes a lot of talent to do that, okay?
Yeah, that is an impressive stat. Hang a banner. I don't care.
Thank you. We will. All right, Josh. That's the Vikes and the Packs talk. We'll be meeting each other this Sunday in a meaningless game, right? You guys are already eliminated. A good chance both our starting QBs are out of it, so who cares?
We're not. We're 7th seed. We're eliminated from.
Oh well, that's sorry. That's not. I didn't mean eliminate. I meant your seeding can't change, right?
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So meaningless game in that sense.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I'm looking forward to is if JJ McCarthy does not play, he has played 9 career games. And if the Vikings win, they have 9 wins on the season, and if they lose, they have 9 losses. So 9 is inevitable.
I just hope next season's better. All right. Anything
I do
else?
think I do have to, going back to what you had said about bringing in competition. I have a feeling, and it's definitely a not zero chance that this happens.
Sure, I'm listening.
McCarthy seems like the kind of cat that would bring in a full-length mirror into the coach's office and go, "Coach, there's no need bringing free agent because right here is my biggest competition." And then he looks in the mirror, and then he's just like, "I just need somebody to carry this mirror around the field all day, and that's gonna be my competition, coach."
I like it.
Mm-hmm. But then they can't get too close because if he, hits his leg on it, it's probably going to be IR.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But you might not be wrong. Anything else you want to talk about around the league, Josh? I do have one note here, but just in case you have something.
Nope. That's all I had.
All right. I did not. Okay. First of all, I want to be very clear. I do not stand with Walters or stand with whoever the fuck the author of this article was about the Vikings being the victim. Blah blah blah. Shut the fuck up. Who cares? But it has been much more of a talker recently. I'm sure it's been a talker for a while. But when you see, we're talking about the seeding of the playoffs and whether or not divisional winners should get an automatic home game, and whether or not you should seed based on division winners first and then record, or you should just seed based on record. Like Walt said he'd be fine if all 4 division winners get in, but then you seed according to record regardless of division winner or not. How do you feel about that? Do you think a change is inevitable, or do you think the NFL will kind of keep its system in place, which really I think drives home rivalries and division rivalries, which has been kind of the point I think in the first place?
Yeah, if they were to do what Walt said, they'd just get rid of divisions altogether, don't you think? They'd just have conferences.
Maybe. I mean, I could potentially see that a future thing where they're expanding, but they're expanding with a weird number, and it'll just be weird to divide into divisions where right now we perfectly have 8 divisions of 4 divisions in the conference. So maybe in some sort of conference or in some sort of expansion teams scenario, but otherwise I don't see it. But I do agree.
Yeah.
With your point. Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say I don't see how it would work. I think it's stupid, personally. The guy writing the article, it just sounded like whining more than anything. Like we should have won the Super Bowl last year, but we got screwed because we didn't win our division and had 13 wins. I don't know. It was a silly take from a silly person on a silly site about a silly team. But I think that, like you said, it doesn't, like the competition of the division is the big thing, and getting rid of that would just kind of lose the luster, because the whole scheduling thing, the reason that they take 1 from each division is because they play each other. You play everybody in your division twice. You don't play every other team twice. So would they get rid of that? Because then that kind of, I don't know. It's just, it's for problems. It's a problem for people smarter than me.
Sure, or
And
it's
it's not really
it's
a
a quote
problem
unquote a
because I think it's fine
solution,
how it is.
a solution looking for a problem, like some people say.
Exactly. Yep.
But no, yeah, I don't, I understand what people are saying. No one wants to see an 8-9 team host 15-2 team. I mean, that's a very dramatic scenario. That'd be very rare, but it's certainly not unheard of or impossible. So I could understand the sentiment behind it, but I'm totally fine with this and the way it is. I do think divisions are enhanced and focused on because of rivalries, and I think rivalries is one of the most consistent business models of getting people amped up and getting people excited. So I don't envision that changing, and if their focus is on division rivalries, then I don't think they're going to take away the home game. So I'm fine with the system. I don't really care. Sometimes you get screwed by it, sometimes you don't. It is what it is. Play better next time, so you won't have to worry about the rules.
Right.
All right, let's move on. Josh, should we talk about fantasy?
Yeah.
Josh?
How salty are you?
Things are, I mean, considering I'm in, hold on, let's count this out. Considering I played in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Considering I played in 8 leagues and I was only in 1 ship, some could argue not great, but of all the ships to win, I definitely got the biggest monetary payout for this one, so I am feeling pretty fucking sweet. We alluded to it at the beginning of the show, I believe. At least by playing the We Are Champions, if we haven't mentioned already. But I won the Hidden Oaks Dynasty League, and I won it for the 2nd year in a row. I have won the Empire Pot. I have ended the league, and I'm flying pretty high right now. It feels good. As far as Monday night sweats go, I was not feeling sweet last night, dude. I was starting to creep up there a little bit. But Jesse had the Rams defense because this was a team or a league we set up 10 years ago where we still thought defenses were fine, which most people are against now. But then the defense gets a field goal block return touchdown. So then Jesse that's a 7-point swing right there. And it came down to literally I guess it wasn't the last drive because the Rams got the ball one more time, but it came down to the second to last drive where Bijan had to just chunk me into the championship position. I won in the end by 5 points. But we were even tied at one point. Like that was, I'm sure you were paying attention to your own matchup, and not super diligently watching the score between Jesse and I the whole night. But oh my God, it was, that was the sweatiest sweat I'll ever sweat through for sure.
Yeah. No, I was paying attention to yours, because I had mine locked up as of probably 3:00 yesterday or Monday or Sunday.
3:00 Sunday.
Yeah. But then, so yeah, I was watching yours. I was a little bit, cheering for Jesse, but at the same time, I was cheering for you because ending the league is probably for the best. I don't know when the last time there'd been any sort of like actual interaction between the league mates other than Connor and maybe Jalen. So
Sure.
It might have been. It's probably for the best that were to happen. The IRS will be billing you.
No. Hey, now, IRS. I've been sitting on that money for years. They don't know it's income. It's just going from one of my accounts to the other.
That's true. So yeah, but no. So I was pretty, one of those things like, oh yes, that's one less due that I owe next year, and then one less thing that I have to pay attention to. Turns out this morning I was in a 3rd place game against Jack in Victoria's Secret. I think I knew that, but then I just did not pay attention at all to that until like yesterday afternoon or like yesterday evening during the game. I was like, oh crap. But that game I lost by a lot. But then the Champion League, Champs branch out. I am the champion of champions, as I mentioned. 2nd year. 2nd time winning in 3 years. So feeling pretty good about myself. Only been, I can see why you guys didn't allow me in the first time. Didn't want me to be 3-4 in championships. So I get it. But people are going to start wondering why I have a collage of drawings of me hanging on my wall when I win the next few. But yeah, it was fun. I did enjoy it. Guillotine, not a lot. Not the kind of stress that I need in my life every year. It's only my 2nd or my 3rd time playing a Guillotine League. If I count like ones where I spend money on. If I go free, I just don't necessarily care too much. But
Sure.
so third time playing guillotine, second time winning guillotine, so I'll take it. And so yeah, it was a fun season. Otherwise, yeah, I guess I got third place in Deflate These Balls, which is a league that survives yet again. And so we'll see if Tyler, it's Tyler, so I'm sure that he will win again next year. But at the same time, Bijan had a pretty solid playoff run. Maybe he builds on that momentum. He's on my team now, so we've got some pretty strict off-season workout programs.
Oh,
so
God.
he might be in the best shape of his life. Yeah.
Ladies. No, that's pretty cool. To your while you were chatting a bit about your successes, I brought up because in Sleeper you can bring up the league history, and I don't know if this will update after it like officially renders my championship, but so far between 2018 and 2024, you can look at the league history because our first 2 years weren't in here, and there's a message stat. And Prasky, you mentioned him, Connor, great guy. We all love Connor. One of the greatest finds from Jordan way back in the day. He sent 606 messages. That's second only to me as the commish. In contrast, you said some people were lacking interaction. Kevin, who used to live with Jesse, he has sent 37 messages all time. Derek's only at 60, which is surprising. But we all know and love Derek. T is at a solid 23 messages. Brian at 50, who hasn't even been there that long. That's respectable. And Jesse, guess Jesse's message count.
7.
Over 8 years. You're very close. It's 10. So,
and one of them was Sunday or Monday morning.
That is correct. Or that was it was Sunday morning. I believe it was after Derrick Henry's big game.
Yep,
he was like, "Well, it would have been nice, or it was nice to pretend for a little bit, or whatever he said." So, and obviously nothing against Jesse, nothing against. We know and love Jesse. We know and love T, and T is a legitimate fantasy player, but it's just we know part of the reason why people don't care so much that the league is ending is that there's just a sense of apathy. And no matter what league you're playing in, there will always be people who chat the least. There will always be people who trade the least and all this and that. So it's not like you're ever going to have a perfect league, but we were trying to have a league that's fun for everyone and fun all the time. And you, Josh, I mean, you're the one who set it up, and I generally don't say this as an insult or anything, but I think you would recall way back in 2015 that league was set up kind of a little haphazardly, a little last minute.
Absolutely.
I remember when I was up at WeFest and I got the call from Jordan Bates, and he was like, so you want to do like a dynasty league? And I was sitting there negotiating with him back and forth about what a dynasty league would look like and this and that. And then I remember working my fucking Froggy Hop shift while the draft was happening because no one else could agree on a date. And I don't remember if it was like 6 running backs or 6 wide receivers, whatever it was. I think 6 running backs maybe in what was at the time a PPR league. But so we love everyone, but we want to take some time to be very thoughtful about the next league setup. Al and I have been chatting on and off over the years, and hopefully that comes to fruition. But really cool league. Obviously, again, Connor, we'll for sure invite him back. Connor's the best. And Dynasty's a fun format. I'm excited for what a future league could look like, and not a league where, maybe 10 years for any league is too long. We see people dropping out of the 12-year running Hidden Oaks redraft league, so who knows? But
yep, yeah, no, that is something, and I think that altering it from an empire to a true dynasty, where it's similar to butt, sweat, and beers. How 2 wins in a row doesn't reset the draft. It just means you got to do better. That is an option. Assuming that we get people that are top to bottom interested and invested in it.
Yeah,
whereas,
I don't think Al would mind. I mean, it was a private conversation between Al and I, but it's not like it was secret information. One of Al's ideas, because it was something actually I talked about Derek when I went to go pick up the Champs trophy from him first, is like talking about how maybe build in some off ramps. Maybe after a certain number of years we vote, or you preset how it might be divvied based on championships or something at that point. And then Al proposed what I thought was probably a much better idea, is like it's either back to back or first to 3 or something like that. Just different ways to end the league, because I think we all acknowledge that back to back is pretty difficult. And I agree, it doesn't have to be an Empire League, but I think that is what excites a lot of people, and I think that's what keeps people invested long term, is knowing that there's that big pot at the end. But it doesn't have to be quite as dramatic as Deflate These Balls, where almost the entire pot or the entire entry fee every year is set aside for the big pot. It could be some sort of more happy medium or something, but lots of things to think about. Like I said in my text this morning to the group, I kind of plan on taking next year off of running Dynasty. Maybe Tyler wins the Deflate These Balls. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But I'm more than fine to take a year off and then assess going into 2027 how we may or may not be able to set up a new Dynasty League. But
yeah, that works. Moving on, probably, because it's, we're just shimmying our way through, but we've got the loser console champion, Brian, in our Hidden Oaks League. He won a crisp $25 bill and 10 extra ping pong balls. Congrats, Brian. I hope you get picked first, because I believe I won that last year. Got the first pick to pick my draft slot, and I hated that.
Too much pressure to pick first?
Yep. Second year in a row, my ping pong ball got picked first, and second year in a row, I had one of the worst teams, the worst regular season team by far. Third place, Derek, for $50. Congrats, Derek. You had a very solid team. Dumpster Fire Bowl, the only matchup that mattered. Hammers, they're the dumpsters because I kicked their butt. And the Hidden Oaks Mega Bowl. Congrats, Jeremy, winning a solid $250 bill.
Yeah, big shout out to Jeremy Pribernow. Like I said, in the Hood's 12th year. I know obviously Jeremy wasn't there for all 12 years, but he's been there a good chunk of years, and it's his first win. So I always enjoy seeing a new champ in there. Not that I don't love watching Hammer or Derek win over and over again, but I think it excites people to win. I think it keeps them invested. I certainly don't think Jeremy's going to quit after this year, after winning the championship. So it is what it is. And Trophy's already at the engraver, so he'll have his mantelpiece shortly.
Jeremy. So I did do some stat pulling throughout the playoffs. Throughout the playoffs, Jeremy was, I would say, carried by three specific players. Trevor Lawrence put up a solid 113 points in the 3 weeks of playoff. Chris Olave put up nearly 80, and Chase Brown put up nearly 80. All three of those players outperformed their projections for a combined 30 plus points, with Trevor Lawrence leading the way at 52 points over his projected playoff total.
Dang.
Mm-hmm. Whereas Jahmyr Gibbs was literally underneath it. So, but his team, those guys picked it up. Chris Olave had a very solid playoff weeks, I guess. I don't even know how to word that. But then looking at, so I got something on ESPN, and we always do like a little bit of a game, a little bit of a question. I'm putting you on the spot here because I didn't preface you with it. And,
sure, let's go.
Let's go with the percentage of or which players. So I know the top 10, or I have the top 10 here. Top 10 players on a championship roster. So all of these players were on over 17% of championship rosters, according to ESPN.
Ooh.
Name them.
Bijan's
if you get one wrong, the dynasty pot is mine. Go.
Bijan's got to be one of them.
Yep, he was number 3 at 23.8%.
Puka.
He was number 1 at 29%.
CMC.
He was number 5 at 20%.
Derrick Henry.
Nope, he's not even on the top 20.
Really? Okay. What about Kyle Pitts?
Kyle Pitts did not make the top 10. Nope.
Gotcha.
He was at 15% though, so he was on a lot.
Yeah. And again, this is specifically championship rosters.
Yep.
JT.
Nope. He just missed the cut. He was number 11.
Okay. See, I'm trying to weigh who I know did really well in the playoffs against who I know had like a really good regular season. I'm sure there's a receiver I'm not considering.
Yep, there is.
Jamar?
Nope. There's only one more receiver on this list.
Really?
And you're probably going to kick yourself because you have him. He
I
helped you
have
win a
him.
championship.
JSN.
Yep. He was number 2 at 25%.
Dang. Okay.
And then, so to save you the embarrassment of not knowing.
Yeah, don't make me stumble through names like that.
Number 4 on the list was Trey McBride.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Mm-hmm. And then you had 5 with CMC. Number 6, Brandon Aubrey.
Okay.
He was on 19%. Brandon Aubrey, I believe, put up like 35 points in the last 2 weeks of the season.
That's insane.
James Cook at 18%.
Sure.
Drake May, 18%. And Michael Wilson, 17.5%. Oh, and Chase Brown was number 10 at 17%.
Or Chase Brown, I hear that.
Yep.
Sorry, did you say Michael Wilson, the Cardinals receiver?
Yep.
Dang. Okay.
I had 2 of these guys in a league, the Hidden Oaks League. Both of them were free agent pickups, Drake May and Michael Wilson. And I would say I won the championship when I didn't win the medallion.
Sure. Okay. Well, that's cool. That's exciting. As you mentioned Drake May's name, one more talker, I guess, before we go, unless you have something else super important. Well, I guess, is that all the stats you have for championships first before I pivot?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I feel like maybe I'm just not paying close enough attention to the real NFL this year, and Vegas odds take with a grain of salt. But right now, Drake May, I know we talked about it many weeks ago, but Drake May currently in the lead for MVP voting odds. How do we feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was him and Stafford kind of going head to head.
Yep.
As far as odds going into this last week, or before week 17, whatever it was, and I think that he took a commanding lead after 5 touchdowns in 3.5 quarters of play, or 2.5 quarters of play. So yeah, he did something that I was listening to the McAfee show today. He did something that hadn't been done in the NFL history.
Oh shit! What?
And when you consider, I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was just the amount of attempts to get I don't know, like the efficiency thing. It was Boston Connor talking, so I was too busy giggling at
oh, sure.
how he looks. Yeah, I mean, when you look at his stats on the season, it's 72% completion, 4,200 yards, 30 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. It's pretty solid. He's leading the league in completion percent, yards per attempt, average yards per attempt, and passer rating.
Is that good?
It's not bad.
I don't know. To me,
no.
I mean, I tried to pull up his stats right here. I mean, to me, all right, here's an off-the-cuff question for you, because I'm looking at it. It looks like he only had, and not that it just has to be about passing yards. Again, efficiency matters and this and that, but he never had a game. He had one game over 3 TDs, and he had one game over 300 yards. And I certainly am not trying to insult Drake May in any way. I think we all agree the MVP is a quarterback award. I know that was a big talker earlier this year. But do we think, to me, Drake May is maybe not as impressive as an MVP candidate as years past, just from like the wow factor or the X factor? And maybe it's just me not having a belief that the Patriots can win the Super Bowl this year. But do you think, with what I would describe, these are not your words, they're mine, what I would describe as a lackluster Drake May versus Matthew Stafford, do you think that opens the door for like a Puka or a JSN or, someone like that? Or do you think it's going to be a QB no matter what, and it's probably Drake May?
It's going to be a QB no matter what. I don't think that's, I think that's always going to be the case unless we have just something truly historic. But as far as, like you said, lackluster and yeah, it is kind of an efficiency thing, but Matt Stafford has 42 touchdown passes, 4,448 yards, so second in yards, but he's also third in pass attempts with 557. Drake May isn't even the top 10 in pass attempts, and he's only 200 yards behind him, and he has 30 touchdown passes. So it's like it's not like he's dinking in or getting a lot less yards. He's throwing the ball just as much or just as far. It's just he's not throwing the ball as much. Plus the team, I guess they're both on solid teams. I'm trying to see. Matt Stafford does lead the league in pick sixes this year.
Shout out.
Passing yards per game, he's at 262. Dak Prescott's leading the way at 280. Yards, I'm trying to find the adjusted yards per pass attempt he's leading. Pass completion he's leading. I already mentioned that. Doesn't have his rushing stats on here yet. I can't find them. There's way too many. Oh, then it just, yeah. So now it's not quarterbacks. But, it'll come down to it. I mean, Rodgers had a pretty lackluster when he had the back-to-back years. His second year was pretty lackluster, or the COVID years. So I can see it going to Drake May just because of that efficiency, how the team turned it around. Matt Stafford has been called a touchdown merchant because of all the numbers or all the times he's thrown a touchdown pass on the 2-yard line, as opposed to letting the running backs run it in. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I guess the only way I was trying to logic through it was it almost felt like an AP situation versus a Pro Bowl situation. Like the Pro Bowl is for the popular people, the sexy stuff. Like Drake May's season feels like an AP All-Pro season. Like the efficiency is crazy. That's what the real football heads care about. But I don't think it's as sexy to the general fan. Whereas maybe, if depend on the MVP voters, of course, but maybe they would vote MVP as someone who's more sexy and more exciting and quote unquote, maybe a better ambassador for the game from that of just the explosive, exciting standpoint. But it's not like I've sat here and watched tape on Drake May all year. I don't know if I've watched a single Patriots game, maybe one, but I thought it was an interesting thing to talk about. But I've probably chatted with you much longer than you wanted to. Anything else, Josh, before we let you get the hell out of here?
Go Packers.
All right. We will be back at least one more week here. Next week, we'll do our 272 review and our year-long studs and duds, and we'll just kind of recap. We'll look into the playoffs and all those sorts of things. We appreciate everyone for listening. Anyone who won their ship this year, congratulations. Anyone who was the runner-up or didn't do so hot, you'll get them next year. As you depart, Josh, I'll play the Hunger Games one more time in honor of our fallen Jesse for the Hood redraft. And then that'll be it.
Yeah, go Packers.
Though Jesse made his attempts in both Hidden Oaks championships against me in Dynasty and against Jeremy in Redraft, he fell in both. And so tonight, we honor the fallen, Jesse Ray Morissette. Bye-bye.
I've been called something, yeah.
What are all the things people have called you?
Special. Slow clap. John. That guy. Ugly friend.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. Handsome gremlin.
Okay.
Second string. Champion of champions.
Nice.
You can say people called you a murderer, because that's what I'll call you from now on.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I guess.
Committing leaguicide out here.
Leaguicide. Can you hear this?
No! Yep, I heard the Packers defense.
Oh, no. Or should I say, oh, doe. Um, Gotcha. That's good. Your zest is good. I've already zested you. I don't know anything else before we get going. I know notes are light, but I don't know. We're just talking about ships, really.
Yeah, no, I've got some things that we could huck up there for fun, but
Because I guess we didn't really talk about it, but I guess I was assuming we would do one more next week to do the 272 and the like year-long studs and duds and stuff, unless you already had those prepared today. But I assumed, I guess we're going
no,
one
I
more
didn't
week.
have that. No, I'm cruising on like 3 hours of sleep. So
Oh no, we got sickness tearing through the home, or you just don't like to sleep?
no, it's more so just I'm gonna need. I saw that you paid me that 310, and for whatever reason, I thought it was 3,100, and I just spent a whole bunch of money on things I didn't.
Oh no.
No, I'm just kidding. Um, no, I just watched the game or I didn't watch the game because I don't have ESPN anymore. But
Tragic.
it's just chilling.
All right. All right. Well, if you're good to go, then I'm good to go. We good to go?
Yep.
All right. Let me start up the pod here in case someone wants to listen live to podcast 218. We're at the stage, and we'll give that, I don't know, 30 seconds or so. See, look at that. Build it and they will come. There's Al just hopping right in there.
Gonna have to get our snorkel for all the grease that drowning in over here.
Oh no. All right. All right, let's get going here in a sec.